So yeah, so we're going to be talking about easy trend continuation patterns, now trend reversal patterns. Okay. So the first thing is we go on and look at the patterns. Okay. So tuko na the triangle. Okay. So what you need to know about the triangle ni where to place your stop loss na your take profit. Okay. So basically utapata market iko in an uptrend, then it forms something that looks like a triangle, then a breakout to the upper side. So the distance between A is the same distance B. So that's how you set your targets. Na kama ni downtrend, same thing. Then this you need to be careful normally market ina to trace here. Okay, so let's just look at the charts and try and identify any types of formations tunaweza pata. I don't know kama kuna any market imepeki for me, but yeah. Okay, so what you do ama how you draw it ni simply unatumia hiyo trend lines. Okay, so utapata market ilikuwa in an uptrend. Okay, then there was a formation, it formed something of this sort. Okay, then market break out to the upper side. We always wait for this breakout before we go for a breakout, a retest, then we go for a buy. Okay, so hapa what we do for a confirmation, we wait for, after a market may pull back to around that point, we wait for a confirmation candlestick to form around hapa so that we can go long. Okay, then target yetu itakuwa between hii point na hii point, so we're going to target it hapa. Okay, so let's just try and identify any sort of currency tunaweza pata. Okay, don't think that's comfortable. Okay, so I think we'll have to just force something into being. Because yeah, okay, we can use this. So market ilikuwa in a buy trend ama in an uptrend, you see that. Then what happened ni ikakuja ika reverse. See this. So this is so fast, but at least you guys can see. I'm just trying to find a good example. Okay, so you can see this. Okay, so that's how you draw your triangles, aka flags na pennants. They all form the same way. Difference inakujianga tu hapa mwisho. Okay, ama the way itaform. Okay, kama ni flag, most probably itakuwa something of this sort. Okay, so how do you set your targets? What you do ni unakuja mahali kulikuwa na impulse kwa hiyo currency. Okay, so using your trend line unaiweka that specific point, then just drag it katikati, then mahali breakout na ika retest. That's how you set your target. Okay, that's how you set your target. Remember, this is just an example. This is not in any way accurate because I don't seem to find anything that is accurate enough. But you can see that. So even though you set your targets when it comes to flags, triangles, flags, na pennants, na wedges. Okay. So yeah, something of the sort. Not the most accurate, but at least you can see what I'm trying to show you guys. See kama we'll find anything. I'm certain it is kosa. So nothing. But at least you guys can see what I'm trying to say and what I'm talking about. Shorter time frames. In case anybody knows of a certain market yenye kuna formations zozote, please just text muniambie. so that you can look at them. But anyway, at least you guys see what I'm trying to talk about. No sound. Is the sound okay right now? Ama?
Yeah, iko poa.
Sawa. So moving on, because I don't, okay, but kama kuna any information, please ni text uniambie so that you can just look at it. But at least you guys need to know how to draw them. Okay? Then kama ni downtrend, something of the sort. So something of the sort, then itakami from either something that is moving upwards, something of the sort. Then target as always kutoka hii mali kuna impulse, okay? So you set from the impulse. So that breakout. Then the other thing you need to understand ni ikikuja to setting a stop loss, there are few things lazima you consider, okay? So ukiingilia market hapa, lazima uconsider hii market after ime retest, okay? So stop loss yako itakuwa hapa after ime retest. Ukiingilia market around hapa, haikuangi the best part. If you're so certain about your sell, then stop loss yako itakuwa slightly above, okay? But lazima ikuwe technical, lazima you be technical about it. Lazima uweke stop loss yako mali you're certain hii market ikirudi, that's it, okay? Because unaweza pata yes, we have something of the sort. Just a minute. So you'll get to corner something of this kind, okay? You have something of this kind, ikuja breakout, but then badala ya kuretest, what happens ni market ita retest slightly ifom candlestick ya kusell, but not the best confirmation, market iendelee na this uptrend, okay? So that's why we always wait for a retest na confirmation, okay? So you see this, so itakuwa a false breakout ya this trend, okay? So these are some of the things lazima watch, okay? So you need to have a confirmation. And it's even better we set a pending order hapa. We're going to look at pending orders in a few, in the next lesson. So that is what you unatumia pending orders. So that hii market kama itaamua kusell, itasell. But in case hii market itarudi huku, itarudi tu and you'll be comfortable, okay? Then stop loss yako definitely utaweka somewhere hapa. Inside, but somewhere safe enough for you ikuwe market in case kama imerudi ndani, itakuweka out of that trade without a big loss na somewhere that is comfortable, okay? Badala ya mtu atakuambia uweke stop loss yako hapa, you can see all this distance, umeingia sell, yes, but there's all this room depending on time frames pia, because time frames will, kama imeform na 30 minutes, kama this formation iko kwa 30 minutes, then you set your stop loss yako hapa, it might be shorter kuliko mtu mwenye imeset na 4 hours, then ameset stop loss yake huku, akona gap ya over 100 pips, okay? We are trying to make money, not to hold money at time itakuja, okay? So yeah, don't have anything, but basically what you need to understand, okay, yeah, I think we can fix something of the sort hapa. So you see this, not the best, but you have something of this, something of the sort, but this is a rectangle, whatever we call it. So you can see this market will move from this point, this is the impulse, mali drop could drop to around this point, not the best, but maybe some around this point, okay? Then there was some sort of consolidation, then market ika break out. So our target itakuwa, you just drag it, market ili break out, then a retest. You always wait for a retest. Ukiona ija retest, achana now, let it be. Okay. So in this case, to expect market, it dropped to around hii point. Niko 90% sure ama 80% sure there was a support ama resistance around hii zone tuna set target yetu. So you can see that. Okay. So that's it. So tunaweza kuwa tumetokea hapa because of this, but still tunaweza ona there's a high probability the market itashuka further. Okay. So yeah, so that's the logic behind kuset targets. In case you don't get this, please uniambie. In case the explanation is not the best, because sina any exact formations naweza waonyesha saizi honestly, but at least I need you to ujue hizo formations vile zinakaa, how to draw them kwa market. Okay, so triangle tumesema you just come una connect hizi points. Okay, just like drawing a trend line, but what you do ni show you about that. What you do ni una connect hizi points. Okay, so you can see this is a perfect wedge, if not whatever you can call it. So you see that. Okay, but also in this case we have this. So if at all tulikuwa tunategemea this bigger time frame, then another thing, don't focus too much on these big time frames. Ukianza kutafuta hizi market formations, they tend to be off because there's so much in play, especially the daily. So focus on at least 4 hours, at most 1 hour 30 minutes ukitafuta the market formations. Then again ukienda to these shorter time frames zitakupoteza because the bigger time frames pia ziko in play. There's something going on kwa the bigger time frame enye haiendelei kwa the shorter time frame. Okay, so we have this, tunaweza sema we have this, not the best, but so our target after this retest, yeah, too accurate, but you can see not the best because either way ni one day. So there's so much room, ama there's so much that might happen in between before ifike huku. Okay, so yeah, so that's how you draw them, that's how you set the targets. Okay, so that's one. So those are trend continuation patterns. You always wait for this breakout, a retest, then sasa that's where you go for a sell, but tungeingilia hata 4 hours because of whatever, but sasa this is not that formation in play. Okay, so for the formation, kama formation yako iko kama 4 hours, you can go for a confirmation ya 1 hour ama 30 minutes, nothing short of that, ama depending on your trading, the way you trade. Okay, so yeah, then rectangles exactly the same way. Okay, in case of any questions mniambie tu. Let me just go back to the master's book. Okay, so this then retests zinaweza happen in a few ways. Either market inaweza retest kwa previous what do you call it, previous support na resistance kazone hapo. Okay, ama inaweza retest kwa that trend line enye umetumia kuchora that formation. Okay, ama inaweza retest, you can see this not okay, I don't know how to draw anything hapo, but okay, yeah, inaweza retest somewhere. Let me just try this. Okay, nakata. Okay, okay. Okay, imekata, but inaweza retest around hapa. You can see hii itakuwa sasa like an uptrend inaendelea kuform, then a pullback kwa hiyo uptrend, then market itaendelea kubuy. Okay, so those are some of the things you need to watch. Okay, then for the trend continuation patterns, the flag, you can see they form the exact same way. So see the most important thing kujua ati imeform hivi ama imeform hivyo, not the best, not so important, but ni always good kujua imeform a certain formation. Is it a continuation pattern or is it a reversal patterns? Then lazima you wait for a breakout, a retest before you enter the trade. Sawa. Then for the reversal patterns, the first thing we're going to look at ni head and shoulders. Okay, so tuko na the left shoulder, the right shoulder, then tuko na the head. Okay, then this is a good example kukwambia head and shoulder formation inaweza form in so many different ways than you expect. Okay, I think I had some trade, not so sure. Head and shoulder. Okay, so basically when it comes to head and shoulders, what you do ni insert. Okay, let me just try and find this kwanza. Let's see kama we're going to draw it. So when it comes to head and shoulder, the first thing ni identify the head and shoulder ama ukiona formation inaendelea kuform. I don't remember ilikuwa currency gani honestly. Okay, good example, not the best but a good example. So you can see this, tuko na imeenda wapi? So tuko na this, so insert, then tuko na shapes, we have the triangle. Okay, so tunaweza take this as the first shoulder. Okay, so triangle, so insert, tuko na shapes, then triangle. Okay, so point 1, point 2, point 3. Okay, so this is the shoulder. The shoulder inakuanga lower ama the shoulder ikuangi as tall as the head. Then tuko na the third shoulder, insert, shapes, triangle, so tuko na around this point. Okay, so what you do in such a case, then the other thing you need to understand kwa head and shoulder ni we always have a neckline. Neckline in a run, neckline ni kama the resistance of that head and shoulder. Okay, so in this case, what do? We always wait for a confirmation, a breakout. Okay, so what happened? There was no confirmation. Okay, so you can see we have this shoulder, then we have this head, and tuko na another shoulder. Hatukuwa na confirmation, so you can see the importance of waiting. Market ili shuka. Okay, so meaning there's something else in play. It's not just the head and shoulder yenye tulikuwa tuna focus on, but you can see how to draw them. Kama ni head and shoulder upright, same case, insert, shapes, triangle, 1, 2, 3. Okay, point 1, insert. Okay, insert, shapes, triangle, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so insert, shapes, triangle, 1, 2, 3. Okay, then tuko na the neckline. So the most important part of it ni the neckline. You need to see the market ime break out hapa out of that neckline, imerudi ka retest our neckline. Okay, then wait for a confirmation candlestick. That's when you sell. But to be on the safer side, you always go for a pending sell stop below. Tutaangalia what is a sell stop in a few, okay?
Kuna
So,
yenye iko kwa NZD CHF.
okay, let's just go for it.
One.
Ina play size.
Ilikuwa kitambo kidogo.
Okay, let me just look at it. NZD. Ina load.
CHF.
Just a minute in a load. One hour, ama?
CHF, NZD CHF.
Wow, easy trades in chafu, so you'll have to forgive me.
1 hour.
Kwa 1 hour. Okay, yeah. Nimeona moja somewhere hapa. So yeah, but so tuko na chat zangu ni okay, what you do, kuja kwa chat zako then customize, okay, then utakuwa na everything right where you need it. So for me niko na triangle yangu hapa, so yeah. Okay, I'm not so comfortable now because of this. But yeah, I think it's not the best. I'm not so comfortable. Ama unasema which point? So tuko na something of the sort, not so comfortable now. But you can see what's happening. Then this is MT5, so msiulize kwa nini inakaa so different. This is MT5, that's why kuchora yake ni different, a bit different. But yeah.
Mwanzio?
Yes.
Or like better kutrade name gani ni more easier?
Pardon?
Ama which gives a better options like kafu na chicken one.
Asikusikii poa, una break.
Or like better kutumia beta trade ina options na kila kitu.
Okay, sikusikii, but okay, question yako ni which is better kutumia MT5 or MT4? Unaweza repeat? Just repeat the question.
Let me.
Okay, so.
Or what's the difference between MT4 and MT5?
MT5 ni advanced. MT5 is just amazing. Kwanza saizi, okay, I'd say for now MT4 ni a bit, siwezi sema fast, but MT4 for me ni better because it's a bit basic. Na MT4 ni a bit simple. But ikikuja to MT5 it's advanced. They always improving it, kama saizi nimeona wameimprove so much. So yeah, I'd say ukianza kuanalyze charts, have an MT5 to analyze charts, but to execute your trades to me MT4. But whichever you're comfortable with, because right now what nilikuwa naboeka nayo ni ukiingia trade ilikuwa ina show the trade kwa chart yako, so unapata chart yako ni chafu, but tuko na this option ya kutoa the trade history. So yeah, MT5 is just amazing kiplani, but ni a bit complex. So for anyone starting out, anza na MT4. Ukianza kutrade live, that's when you can just go to MT5 to analyze charts and everything. So yes, I head and shoulder, I look for pictures niwatumie. So what you need to understand ni the breakout ya head, that breakout kwa trend line, okay, kwa neckline, okay. So the breakout is always the most important part ya any formation, okay. Then tuko na triple tops na double tops. Hizi zimejaa, there's so many. Gonna 10 minutes. So what happens na the triple tops na double tops? There's also a neckline. Ama there's always a confirmation we look for. Ilikuwa nimeona moja kwa USD/JPY. Okay, yeah. So, for example, this. Okay? Kuna watu wanaziita M formations. Kuna watu wanaziita W formations. It doesn't matter sana. So, the target when it comes to this, market break out of this point, ama this zone, so your target itakuwa this distance kutoka hapa mpaka hapa. Okay, so that is your target. Okay, but in this case, this is just an example. Okay, so you need to be careful, ama you need to be keen ukianza kutumia the M na the W's ama the double tops na triple tops. So what we mean by triple top, basically market will retrace to a certain point kwa resistance 3 times ama kwa support 3 times. Okay, so that is what you need, ama that is the most important part here. Triple tops na double tops. So in this case kama 10, they're always good ukichora na some kazone. Okay, so tunaweza sema there was 0.1 2 then the third time. So tunaweza sema hii market tunaweza expect a move to a lower point ama to lower points, but this is just JPY, anything is possible. So that is one thing you need to be aware of. Double tops ni zenye zina form on top, double bottoms ni zenye zina form hapa chini. Okay, then there's always a neckline ama there's always a resistance mahali market ilipanda hivi mpaka alafu ikashuka. So you can see this from this point ikashuka hapa ikarudi ikabai mpaka hapa, then another ikashuka, then there was this buy. Okay, so tungekuwa tuna look for a retest, then ikatuambia confirmation ndo hiyo, so tunge expect market move the same distance from the neckline. Okay, mpaka hapa chini. Okay, so that is the target. Ukikuja kuset your target, that is where you go for your target. Kuna mtu atakwambia you set your stop loss huku, you can see that is not realistic. So stop loss yako, I'd say try and find a perfect place hapa, then ukiingia market tumia pending orders above mali ilifika before ikuja i-retest. Okay, so pending order yako ingekuwa slightly hapa. Okay guys, so at least make it, this is your trading. Usi risk at just because the book inasema fanya hivi, you go for that. Try and make sure you're trading, try and get the best trades out of easy markets. Okay, then spike V, basically what we mean by spike V ni unapata currency ilikuwa imebuy ama ilikuwa imesell, then all of a sudden there is a V formed. You can see this, then all of a sudden market iende iturn. Okay, they're so hard to detect, I won't lie, that I don't look for them, but what you look for ni candlestick formations to tell you where the market is likely to go. Ama vitu kama hizi, you see this market in a buy, then all of a sudden in a sell. Okay, so they're not the best things to detect. Ama unapata ni rounding, by rounding ni the same thing. Okay, so by rounding it's the exact same thing, but sasa unapata kwa market ime move. Okay, how do we put it? Ama which currency ndio inaweza kuwa nayo? Okay, this is a spike V. So you can see from this, you can see what happens. Market ilikuwa ina drop, then all of a sudden market ikakuja ikaanza kubuy. Okay, so that is what we call a spike V. They're so hard to detect, I won't lie. Because sasa hapa, how would you have identified ama ungetelaje market imeanza kutana? Okay, unless kuna resistance, but resistance inaweza break you anytime. Okay, so those are some of the things lazima consider. inaweza kuwa inanionyesha spike V but ita break out. Okay, so assume ma stories za spike V na ma tops ama bottoms, then marounding the, how do I put it, ni mali unapata market imekuja then imeform something comfortable, imeturn, imeanza kupanda juu, something kama C. Another thing, they are not so easy to identify because na ukizi identify utapata kuna a certain support na resistance at that point. Okay, so any questions? 4 minutes. So triple tops na double tops, head and shoulders, then triangles, flags, they're the most important, not rectangles. Rectangles basically not the best, but something come as whatever we had last time. Okay, not the best. Always wait for a confirmation for your market. Yeah, okay, any questions? Am I any suggestions?
Excuse me, Mr. Manzia, unanipata clear?
Yes, is it clear?
Could you kindly repeat how you'd set a target kwa hizi like flags or triangle formation, how you set the target profit?
It's
Please.
basically after we identify something kama hey, let's say to identify this.
Yeah.
Just a minute. Gonna around 3 minutes 30 seconds, so let's just be quick about it. So let's say to identify this as a rectangle. So what you do ni, the first thing lazima you begin on the neckline. Okay, the second thing our target inakuanga unachukua tu your trend line, then unapima from the top to the bottom ya mali ilikuwa the neckline na mali yo zone iko ya chini yenye tuna expect imeform kama double top ama triple top. Okay, so then unakuja you just drag it and drop. Okay,
Oh, I understand that.
yes. Then for anyone ajui ku shorten their trend lines, double click on any trend line, right click, then trend line properties. Okay, then ukuje kwa parameters, then utoe ukiweka, this is what happens. Ukitoa, this is what happens. Okay, so yeah, basically that's it for any ukitaka kuset kama uko na triangle something of the sort na unataka kuset your target, what you do ni unaweza kuja click on this mali market ili run, then just drag and drop, then you'll have something of the sort. Okay, so itakwambia where your target is, then using your supports na resistance you have the price hapa mwisho, the exact price ya mali market itafika. Okay, the last question, in case je explain vizuri you can just text me uniambia whatever you don't understand. Kama watu watatu wata text they don't understand, you're going to redo this. I'm going to at least find some market formations, then niwatumie pia. Yeah, any questions, anyone with anything? 1 minute to go. Okay, so kesho we'll have a session. We're going to look at this by stops, by limit, sell stop, okay, pending orders in short. Then you're going to look at money management na volumes, then the PIP value, what we mean by break even, scaling in. Yeah, then maybe we're going to look at the trading the US currencies. So have a good night. Kama kuna any question, you just text me. Yeah. See you when
Thanks so
you see me.
much.
Okay. Have a good night.
You too.